Kia ora koutou, Markie here with an update on what is going on here in Aotearoa, or New Zealand as it's more widely known. So today the government announced that they're upping the alert level. So it started at 2, don't know what happened to 1. It's gone up, immediately got up to 3, and it's going up to 4 in 2 days. So what that means in terms of the employed work that I do is that we will be shutting the office down and working as much as possible from home so that we can self-isolate. So we'll be looking at doing sessions by phone and Skype and stuff like that. So at the moment we're kind of packing up and rounding things off and letting the clients know and that kind of thing. And then for 4 weeks, we're going to be self-isolating. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't go out. You know, it's not kind of like home detention or house arrest. You know, you can still kind of go out for a walk and stuff like that, but you have to keep a distance from people, not have close contact with people. So it's going to be interesting, really interesting times. I think it's a really good move. I think the government have handled it extremely well. There's only 102 cases in the country at the moment. So New Zealand is, you know, very sparsely populated. If you compare it to the UK, I think there are, you could probably accommodate all the people in New Zealand in London, I think, if those figures are still up to date. So, you know, I think we've got a good chance of getting control of this thing. It's not going to eradicate it, but it's going to make it more manageable. So this is this alert for this. This is going to be for at least 4 weeks. The government have there's some compensation that they've released. I think about 9 million to compensate businesses and workers. My guess is that that's probably not going to be a full compensation of what everybody's lost, but it's, you know, it's going to help. So that's the score at the moment, really. There's going to be troops on the streets helping out the police, which is always a bit kind of scary. But the way it's been handled, I think, is really good, and even the wording that's been used. So the Prime Minister said, you know, above all, you know, the final words were, you know, be kind to each other, and, you know, it's not your job as citizens to enforce this. You know, the police will enforce this. So, you know, in other words, you know, don't let's get hysterical now and, you know, lynch mobs and, you know, all this, you know, crazy stuff that goes on in these kind of situations. It's just like, be cool, be kind, it's okay, shop as normal, there will be food, just carry on, you know, just be gentle as you can for those 4 weeks, and then we'll keep you updated and go from there. So it could be much longer. I mean, obviously, I think everybody's worried about the longer term financial implications. You know, what's this going to do to the whole financial system? That's the, you know, probably the biggest worry. You know, even though there's the threat of death, I think we're, you know, the longer running problem really is that. See also my previous video which I did on what pandemics do to politics, because that's really quite terrifying. I've talked about that one before. So yeah, there we go. So we're okay, I'm okay. It's a worry because we don't know what the longer term picture is. I think, you know, I think this move, which has come quite early, is going to effectively keep the health services running. So we are going to get, you know, deaths with this, you know, which is horrible. But I think it's not going to overwhelm the health system. And we'll ride out the health emergency. Whether we'll ride out the financial emergency, I don't know, really. So in the meantime, I will try and keep you entertained, because there's going to be a lot of other people that are in this similar situation, this self-isolation. So I'll try and keep you entertained with lots of YouTube videos. And the other thing is, as well, kind of, you know, just a more kind of serious note again. You know, where families are, you know, going to be kind of confined or isolated, so they haven't got the eyes of other people on them. All the risks of things like domestic violence, family violence go up massively. So that's a concern that I've got as well, really. So if you are, I've said this before in other videos, but if you are at risk, please, still phone the people that you would phone anyway. Find out who it is you need to phone. So obviously, if you're not sure, the police is a good start. So do what you need to keep yourself safe. If you are somebody who is a perpetrator of domestic violence, then likewise do whatever it takes to make sure that you don't harm your family. And if you're somebody that needs to take time out or something like that, because otherwise you might, if you're somebody that struggles to regulate their anger or, is over controlling, think about that. Think about the dangers of your own actions. Obviously that's something you should have thought about anyway. That's kind of, I'm not saying this is something to think about for the first time, but the stakes are higher. So think about who you are, what kind of person you are, what kind of behaviours you have, and think about do you really want something terrible to happen to somebody that you love, so you can still get help. Okay. It's not like all the health services are shut down. It's just that we're working in different ways. So we're available by Skype or phone or some, other things rather than so much by face-to-face. But the police will always be there. So whatever it takes to keep your family safe, even if that's keeping them safe from you, then please do it. Okay. So a bit of a somber note to end on. It is a scary time. I think, I feel very lucky to be where we are, on this island, a sparsely populated island where there are 7 sheep for every person, and sheep don't carry the disease. So I'm very grateful for the government that we've got and for the fast action that they've taken and for the way that they've done it as well. And, I do feel for people in other places where it's much, much worse. So I'm hoping we all get through this as safely and as with the least harm, or at least the least suffering really as possible. And I think it is about keeping our heads, not panic buying, not kind of becoming xenophobic or not empowering or allowing governments to take things too far in our name. Looking after our neighbours, remaining kind. I think remaining kind, remaining cool. Really, be kind, be cool. That's a kind of a motto that I sometimes like to use, because I think half the problem with the world is just people. They just completely lose it. They lose all sense of balance, and they are unkind. So if you can only be 2 things, be cool and be kind. So we'll keep you posted. But yeah, we've got food, we've got water, we've got power, we've got everything. And I think my organisation have handled things very well too. So we're going to be continuing to provide services for people, and I will be back with some other videos on other things and maybe some more updates on this as well. Rangimarie.